Hello, you are about to watch a video how to create artwork from a book. The program that you will see today called Program with 8 Slides. Make sure you follow the direction and you will have hours of pleasure. At the end, once the book has finished, you will see the magic. We'll start with choosing a book. Usually it will be 21 centimeters to 23 centimeters high. Then we'll choose a program that we want to fold. We will need a ruler of 30 centimeters. We'll need a good cutting scissors, a pencil, and a folding tool. If you don't have that one, you can use a knife to fold the pages. You will see it later on. The most important thing is to make sure you always have enough books with hardcover so you'll never run out of enjoyment of folding a book. You will be able to purchase the programs on our site. So once we chose our book and our program, we'll have to start marking the book. If our program has got the same number as pages in the book, then we'll start marking the book in the first page, and we'll mark it jumping a number. For example, this is my first page. That will be my 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11 is already written here. So we'll go by the numbers that written in the book. Okay, this is our marking of the book. It's very important. So once we found the book in the program, we'll start marking the pages in the book. If our program has got the same numbers of pages as the book, then we'll start from the first page, marking the book by jumping a number. For example, this is 1, this is 3, this is 5, this is 7, 9, and then we go to 11. And we can go with the marking of the book to the end of the book. That is very important that we have the pages marked, because this is how we're going to work the program. If there is more pages in the book than in the program, then we'll have to find the center of the book, which means if we have a book of 300 pages and our program is only 280 pages, then we'll have 20 pages left, which means on each side of the book we'll have 10 pages. Okay? And then and then we'll have to start marking the book at the page 11. We'll mark it as 1. So forth until the end of the book, 10 pages before the end of the book. That will be our end of the program. This is the first page of our program, and if you can look, you have the numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and so forth. This is our pages. Okay? In order for us to be always accurate, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a line, and that will be the beginning of our marking. I'll show you how it's done. You can also cut this piece of paper. At the moment, I will just fold it. Now I'm opening my book and I'm going to page number 1. I put See, I put the fold to the second page, so it's always straight. I always start in the same place. Okay, now I'm looking and I actually don't have anything to mark, okay, in first page, so I'll go to a second page. I'll put my fold into my third page and put the page of the book right on the line of number 3, and I will mark the book like that. Okay, I'll do another page. I go to number 7, I put my piece of paper, and I'll go to number 5, and I will mark the book. Have to make sure it's straight, otherwise it won't be accurate, and I mark it. I'll go to another page. Now I'm in number 7. I make sure it's all straight, and I'll mark it again. Okay, and this is how I'm going to go all the way down. I'll show you when I get to here. I'll show you how I do that. To help holding the pages, I just use a ruler or something just to make sure that the page doesn't fall down. They come down. And then I go to this page, okay, page number 47. So I mark this bit and I'll mark this bit. Go to number 49. And mark where the drawing start or the black paint start. That's actually our program. I always make sure it's very accurate, otherwise it doesn't come nice. I find it's gives me a lot of peace in my head when I do that. We mark the beginning and the end of the black patches. And the marking of these pages are very important too. And 57, so here we go. Now if my page, the program page, is too long and it gets stuck in the middle of the book, I just will fold it. Make sure you fold it correctly and accurate, otherwise again it's not going to come straight. Now I'm in 59. This is what I want to show you. So here I will still mark just the outsides, but my next page I'll have more you see, you need something to hold your page. So you see, now I'll do that. This first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and fourth. Okay. The last thing we have to do before we start folding, after we cut, we have to figure out the depth of the folding. We have two depths. First one is the stage. The second is the actual picture. I'll show you exactly what to do. In order to find the depth, we measure with a ruler the depth of just before the writing. Okay, this is just before the writing, and we'll mark the depth halfway through the writing. Okay, so I have 3 centimeters into the writing and 2.3 centimeters just before the writing. I take a piece of paper, I cut it in half, and I'll mark 2 lines. That will be the first fold, that will be the second fold. Okay, so this piece of paper is very important because this determines how you fold after you've cut. So now what I'm doing, sorry, I've got my scissors and I've got my folder. What I usually do, I mark my scissors to the place that I have to cut, which is 3 centimeters, and I cut 1, 2. It's helping if I'm looking at the lines and I put the scissors towards these lines. That what gives it a straight line. So at the moment I cut where I've marked. Okay, my first fold is usually the stage, and the second fold is the actual picture. So what I do, I take my piece of paper that I've made, put it on the second page behind the page that I'm going to fold. I leave the marking outside and I start folding. It has to be straight. I go all the way to the cut and I fold. That should be my first cut, my first fold. Then I pick up this one and I'll go to my second line. Okay, and this one will be again the first fold. That's actually the stage. Okay, that is the stage, that's the actual picture. Okay, I take it back on the page, underneath the page I'm going to fold. I make sure I'm right on the line Here too, can use this one to make it nice and neat fold. I go to the other line, I fold it, and then you have to make sure that it doesn't come out of the ends of the book. Okay, I just want to take you to where we have more folds. Okay, we'll go to here. I'll cut this one first to show you. Always remember, you do one fold one size and the other fold is the second. Okay, so this will be my first, that will be my second, and as you can see, my second fold goes into the writing that gives the color of the painting, of the image that we are folding. Okay, so this is how it looks. I'll do one more page. Now I'll go to the bottom. You see, I didn't put my ruler in the right place. Sometimes you can use your phone, it helps too. And I start folding. First fold, second fold inside, third out, fourth. So we are at our last few pages. I'll just fold it with you, and after I finish it, you'll actually see the end of the book. Very simple. I want you to remember that if your last fold is not exactly like your first fold, it means that you had a mistake halfway through. The first fold and the last fold, it's actually the stage and what's in between. But if your last fold is not like the first fold, then it means that somewhere you had to have a mistake. So what I usually do, I open the page again, and then I look at the drawing and see where I had a mistake. That's important. This is how I find that I've made mistakes. I know that my last fold have to be the stage. So that's my last page. And then once that's done, you'll see the whole picture. And if you feel that you haven't folded one of the pages properly, then open it again and fold it again. And that's what we were working on, what I taught you to do.